I was asked to elaborate more on my reaching across the aisle episode, and I would be happy to. So, this is technically a part two, but it's not going to feel as continuous. It's just going to be more points that I want to speak on. For example, reaching across the aisle as a trans person is extremely hard because the people on the right are primed to dismiss me, they are primed to ignore me because they don't see me as human. The right, for example, people on the right are probably not listening to this podcast and watching my content strictly because I have pronouns in my bio. If they are going into my space, they are going into it with bad faith. So, how do I then attempt to reach across the aisle when the aisle is rejecting me, refusing me, mocking me, putting me in danger? When my attempts to reach across the aisle are met with regular hate comments and psychotic emails sent to my inbox telling me to die. Well, a critical thing to be aware of when it comes to right wing circles and strategy is that it relies heavily on the concept of a normal and a standard that is being invaded. It needs to rely on the idea that you need protection from the other. The concept of these right wing things are all talking about constant threats, constant adversaries, and that the adversaries are here to disrupt the norm, the normal. And only conservative values, only values that take you back to tradition, take you back to baseline quote unquote normal, can protect you. This means people like me, trans people, will always be seen as an invading force and therefore will have trouble reaching across the aisle because I'm the invader, they are the normal. I'm an enemy. I talked about in the previous episode how I, as a trans person, try to do my best to reach across the aisle, and I stand by that, and I will continue to try to do my best. But the truth is, too, that people in the right's demographic of normal also need to stand up. Cis people, white people, men. If you are a man and you haven't started a workout podcast about being leftist, you should probably do that. If you are a white person and you don't regularly shut your friends up, you need to be doing that. You need to be reaching across the aisle if you are the demographic of the aisle, because I can do it. I can put in all the work I want, but I will be ignored, for I am the invading species to the normals bubble. That being said, too, another part about reaching across the aisle is allowing room to grow, and this is where I think the left actually has a lot of failures, is that the left does not allow a lot of room to grow. The left has a very pure mindset, especially the far left. We tend to struggle letting people still have the space to grow and educate. And education is not punishment, and we need to stop treating it like it's punishment in the sense of gotchaing people instead of genuinely trying to help them. I can tell that a lot of people on the left are not actually truly anti-carceral because they love the collected punishment of shame, and shame online and shame in person, and they love the concept of exile, which again, some people deserve that. You know, Nick Fuentes is never gonna match my vibe, but there are plenty of moderates or people who were raised Republican who are not necessarily full on Nazis that would probably benefit from space to grow, education, and a peaceful introduction to socialism. I hope this acts as a good elaboration on the reaching across the aisle thing. It is rather hard to speak about as someone who wants to reach across the aisle, but is often denied the ability to because of my everything. Sorry, I have pronouns in my bio. It is what it is. I'm not taking them out. So you can either learn to listen to my words as a human, or, I guess you can go.